so adorable, help! Hey internet, it's Jessica and welcome back to Chess Ablaze. So, we are finally, tracking down where Hazel actually is, because we heard a scream and it sounded like a little girl, and there seems to be a hidden passageway underneath the shed. So, we're probably gonna run into the bad guys. I hope Arden doesn't die, because he's the one who's gonna be fighting for us, and hopefully I can get the good ending, and we'll see what happens. Anyway, let's continue. He takes my hand in his warm, firm grip, stepping forward towards the candlelight. I hold on tightly as we walk through the corridor, each step echoing back to us in foreboding rhythm. The shadow from the candle's weaving flame dances on the wall, as if it's beckoning us towards it. When we reach the door, Arden and I stand on opposite sides of it. He curls his finger around the handle. Our eyes meet. In his own, I sense a glimmer of that cold chill. Bracing myself, I nod sharply. Arden reaches out, and slowly pushes the door open. Oh god. Okay. I know this is an old chapel, but it just looks like weird, because remember, the people who are supposed to be the bad guys are the cult people, so this looks really odd. The wide, towering chamber we step into is oddly beautiful, filled with flickering light. My eyes are drawn to a huge stained glass window in the room, lit not from the outside but from the inside, with candles scattered all over the floor around it. And before the window stands at the altar with a small figure resting atop. Still as stone and white as a ghost, a little girl. What? What did they do to her? I started to bolt towards the altar, but something suddenly grasped my wrist.
Riv, wait!
What? That's Hazel, let go of me! I have to make sure she's...
Not dead. Oh, I assure you she's alive. For now.
Who's that? A familiar yet oddly alien voice booms out at us. Like before, Arden stiffens at my side, his fingers squeezing against my wrist, almost hard enough to hurt. No, that can't be! A tall, looming figure approaches us slowly with a much different presence and aura than last time. But there's no mistaking it. What?! This man is Saber!
But you're not the ones I wanted to see. That dog Linnaeus was supposed to come here.
What? And then his accent is different too. What the fuck? I didn't think it was gonna be Saber. Are you kidding me? That's so weird. But it's ironic because, remember, they said Saber was the favorite of the king amongst the fighters. Damn, what the hell? His voice is slow and cold, although it brims with an undercurrent of anger. Saber was the one who kidnapped Hazel? But why? I thought you were the one of the king's fighters. Saber scornfully spits on the ground, his eyes narrowing hatefully.
One of the king's puppets, you mean? A boy snatched away from his parents to fight for His Majesty's entertainment. Like some kind of animal in a circus!
Oh, okay. So this is kind of like a revenge thing.
The king thinks of us as nothing more than rag dolls. Common folk. And idiot nobles like you, too.
A slow, jeering smirk spreads over Saber's lips as he steps towards me, reaching out a hand. No wonder Arden was so tense about it. Remember he said he had an odd feeling about Saber? I thought he was just, like, jealous or something, or he wanted to fight him to, like, prove to Rivian. Oh my god, I didn't think he was gonna be, like, the one who kidnapped Hazel. Growling, Arden pulls me back and steps forward to stand as a barrier between Saber and myself.
And the little god who follows you around everywhere, too. You think you're doing something noble by pledging yourself to the king? Like being brainwashed will make you into a better man.
The king is noble. You just spit lies.
Despite his angry and vehement reply, I thought I saw a moment of doubt briefly flash across Arden's face. Then you kidnapped Hazel. To threaten the king? You knew she was the prince's daughter? Saber's intense gaze flicks from Arden over to me. his dark orbs glimmering in amusement, and he inclines his head within a nod.
The eyes of the disciples see all, know all. Their whispers told me of a perfect chance to snatch away the king's secret, and a perfect place that no one would search.
The disciples of Ignactus. Saber only smirks wildly at my words, which is more than enough of a reply.
We know things that even your Grand Inquisitor does not.
I imagine so.
And as our numbers grow, we will tighten the rope around the putrescent neck of your royalty. And we will make them squirm.
So wait, remember I mentioned the mother of Hazel, like the prince's wife? She died giving birth to Hazel, but her body was missing for a couple of days, and then they found her body later on, and then they said that the child died. Whatever. Did the disciples take the mother or something? Like, I don't know, because it's like, you know, these cult people or like secret organizations, it doesn't matter in any story, they usually know things because they've done things in order to get ahead of their enemy and whatever. So is that the reason why that whole like mystery happened with them? So interesting. With a sadistic look in his eyes, Saber motioned towards the towering stained glass window.
But I'll admit, you put the pieces together faster than I thought. Though if that fool of a swordsman hadn't failed his task, you would have never found this place.
Swordsman? He must have mean the fencer who acted as an assassin.
I wanted him to get rid of you before you caught on or drew attention to yourself. But later on, this mongrel of a guard was always sticking to you like a fly to honey.
Well, to be fair, Saber, you hired a fencer, not an assassin, okay? Like, you see how many times like I missed trying to kill Rivian? Oh my goodness.
You killed the assassin, didn't you? Because you didn't want him to talk.
You would have rather me let you torture him? I'm not without mercy. Unlike you, mad little hound. You would have cut him in two for being around your precious friend.
He has a little bit of a point.
Enough!
Oh shit. A metallic ring splits through the air, and suddenly Arden's sword is pointed towards Saber.
Give us the girl, and I'll let you have a quick death, rather than a slow and painful one by the Inquisitor's hands.
Arden? I bite my lip after my hesitant voice spills out. I can't believe all this is happening, but I don't want Arden to put himself at risk by fighting Saber. Saber, what did you mean when you said Hazel wasn't dead yet? Those words have waited on my mind unpleasantly, but in Saber's delighted chuckle in response confirms my suspicions. Did you like poison?
I had told the Inquisitor that if he did not arrive here by tonight with the specific documents and information I requested, I would refuse him the antidote for the poison I gave little Hazel just before you arrived.
I knew it! Poison? Hazel, we have to get her that antidote.
But it seems he'd rather trade the girl's life than his king's secrets.
That's such a...
Perhaps it was the king himself who told him not to.
That's your own granddaughter! Why would you not say... I don't understand why they're hiding her to begin with. Like, what the fuck, dude? Bitterness and hatred drips from Saber's voice as it drops to a growl. But there's a strange aspect to it. Something almost like pain or sympathy.
Where's the antidote? Speak! Or I'll cut your tongue into shreds, you treasonous bastard!
Shit, Arden, calm down! Oh my god. Saber takes a gradual step away from Arden, his hand languidly reaching over one shoulder. There, strapped against his back, is a huge blade. The huge gaping wound on the assassin's chest was surely made from the sword. Oh no.
Buzzing flies need to
Oh
be
god, please don't kill Arden!
If you want to join the princess in death, the tomb nearby can hold all three of you. I promise.
He unsheaths the giant blade, a claimer that normal man wouldn't be able to lift with such ease. Yeah, but he's like a fucking tree. Arden grips the handle of his longsword tightly, his eyes quickly shifting over to Saber to scan his opponent. Shit! There has to be something I can do to stop them, or to get an antidote away from Saber. Oh my god!
You're not laying a finger on Rivian! Not over my dead body!
No, Arden, don't! With an enraged roar, Arden springs towards Saber, lashing forward with his blade. To my surprise, Saber quickly moves back, nimble on his feet despite his great height.
Should I be afraid of the bastard son of a pathetic duke?
Wait,
I
what?
doubt he's so much as invested in dueling lessons for you.
Wait, he's not... Does he mean that as an insult, or does he mean Arden is a bastard child? Arden freezes, his teeth gritting together in a pained expression. Did I hear that right? Arden is an illegitimate child?
How do you...
Oh my god, that's why he left, isn't it? I was suspecting maybe the parents didn't want them to be together because, you know, they need to marry to the right family or something like that. The father probably sent him away because he's a bastard. What a dick!
I told you, didn't I? The disciples know all of the little secrets you so-called nobles try to keep quiet. Ho 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 ho! There are all sorts of rumors about you. I wonder if your friend knows any.
Smirking, Saber nods over towards me. Arden immediately bristles, a wildly infuriated look shining madly in his eyes.
Rend you limb from limb.
No, Arden, don't! His words comes out in a hoarse-strained whisper. A moment later, and he suddenly lunges out once more, striking so swiftly that he becomes a blur in the air. To my surprise, Saber stumbles back, a hand over his chest. A red line is visible on his tan skin, shallow but long. But rather than growing angry, he seems to relish the moment, a ragged grin splitting open his lips.
Worthy opponent.
He digs the kind of fighting stuff, obviously. Just like that, his giant claymore raises swiftly through the air, aimed straight for Arden's head. Arden! Oh my god, I don't like this! Cause like, I know Arden can fight, but the dude is like giant! As I cry out his name frantically, Arden just barely dodges out of the way, letting out a growl. He recovers quickly and makes a fast counterattack, leaping towards Saber. But he's off balance from the dodge, and Saber easily parries.
Are you even trying? Come on!
Taunting him scornfully, Saber pushes Arden back with his huge blade, then swiftly brings it down once more in a massive arc. Although he manages to avoid the succession of attacks that follow, it's clear that Arden is being forced on defense, unable to keep up with the sheer force of Saber's strikes. His breathing is loud and heavy, and Saber manages to avoid all the counterattacks, even though they're quick and well aimed. It's because of his size, and then the guy has a huge sword, and obviously he's a fighter, so he has like a lot of strength. This is very bad, and this is why I kind of wish Rivian knew how to fight too, so we could help him. I search desperately for anything around to throw at the towering brawler to try and distract him, but there's nothing on the barren floor. And if I dive in there, I surely get cut to pieces by one of their blades. I have to act! I mean, this is the only option right now, right? I know there's no way I can really make a difference, but I can't just try to talk him down. I won't sit here and let Hazel die. What are we doing? No! Rivian, what are you doing? Dashing forward, I leap out towards Saber, grabbing onto the side in an attempt to knock him off balance. He staggers onto one side, grunting slightly, but a moment later he suddenly throws me off, in strength in one arm enough to send me flying. Ugh! My back slides along the stone floor with a thud, and I gasp in pain.
No!
Arden cries out, jerking his body towards me, but before he can take more than a few steps forward... No! Arden, no! What? No, I got the bad ending! Oh no! A huge claymore drives straight through his stomach, impaling him completely. My vision blurs as I watch in utter horror while his body crumbles to the floor. Arden, no! This has to be a nightmare. I can't believe this is happening. It can't be. Oh shit. I got the bad ending! Blood dripping off his sword, Saber slowly stepped towards me. Unable to take his eyes off of Arden's unmoving form, I can't feel anything. No pain, no fear. Only shock.
I'll send you off together. As a favor.
Dimly aware of Saber's raising his claymore over my head, I close my eyes. Arden, I won't let you leave me alone again. We'll be together. Soon. What the fuck? Oh no, I got the bad ending! I really thought I did the right answers to get the good one. I guess I didn't, so let me go back and do the good ending, god damn it. Okay, we're back here again. Finally, there's an option to say I have to think, so this is the good ending, for Christ's sakes. Come on, Rivian, I know there's something here I can do. Wait, what if Saber's been bluffing all this time? It's a long shot, but maybe, just maybe... You're lying. There's no poison and no antidote. There's nothing keeping us from killing you. Saber leaps back from Arden, shooting a sudden glare in my direction. Surprised, Arden staggers back, gulping in the air to catch his breath. Thank the gods. If nothing else, I can buy him time for him to recover. It's been 2 days, and you still haven't harmed Hazel. If you were really willing to kill her, you would have done so already.
And what makes you think that? I was just giving the king and that bastard inquisitor time to work out their priorities.
He sneers scornfully, but I sense a slight discomfort in his expression that lights hope inside me. But most importantly, I have to keep him talking. That can't be true. Linnaeus didn't even know where you were, and who you were. Gritting his teeth, Sabers takes a step forward towards me. Somehow I managed to bravely hold my ground and keep talking. Yes, good for you, Rivian! I guess you were too afraid to even send out a blackmail note. Or do you just feel compassion for Hazel? Too much to go through with your own threats.
Enough lies! Silence!
Jesus. Just as Saber lunges out for me, Arden suddenly throws his weight back on Saber's back, slamming him into a full force. Oh god. As the huge man stumbles towards me, I manage to dodge to the side, kicking savagely at his shins to try and knock him down. His sheer rage seems to have dulled his fast reaction somewhat, and he hits the stone floor on his stomach, letting out a growl. He quickly starts to push himself up, but... Arden's boot firmly plants into the small of his back and pushes him down, and his sword pressed to the back of Saber's neck.
You're not going anywhere, heartless coward.
Yes! I start to worry that Arden is going to slice him into his skin before we have much of a chance to question him. However...
This way, men! Hurry!
What? Is that Linnaeus' voice? Sure enough, a moment later, a thudding of many footsteps grew closer, and the doors nearby burst open.
Rivian! Arden!
Where the hell have you been? This guy took too long! A plethora of guards flood into the chamber after Linnaeus, rushing towards us, surrounding Arden and Saber.
This man! Seize him! And quickly, get the girl! Make sure she's safe!
To my surprise, Saber seems to have stopped struggling and instead closed his eyes. His hands ball into fists, and a bitter expression across his face. For a moment, I almost feel pity for him, even though we almost lost our lives in his hands.
Gods above. What am I going to do with you two?
We were just trying to help! Sighing in exasperation, Linnaeus glares at Arden and me, but behind the glasses is a clear look of relief. The same relief we all feel, surely. Well, you could start with not having Arden fired for assaulting a guard, for starters.
You were the one who trespassed first, Riv.
As he sends back a weakly painful retort while stepping away from Saber and letting the guardsman take over, Arden exhales a heavy breath, clearly exhausted. I lend him a shoulder to lean on, sending up a quiet prayer of thanks that he's not injured. Yeah, not like a sword through his chest. Then one of the guards slowly approaches us with Hazel in his arms. Is she alright? To my surprise, Hazel's eyes flutter open at my words. She squirms in the guard's grip and he gently sets her down, holding a hand supportively against her back.
Sleepy.
It wasn't poison, it was probably just like to make her go to sleep. She wobbles a little, rubbing a hand on her eyes. Could it be that Saber drugged her with nothing other than a sleeping medicine?
Sir Rivian? Sir Arden? Thank you.
You're welcome! The girl doesn't look like in horrible shape, but she definitely could use a good meal and warmth of her mother's arms. Stooping down in front of her, I grinned at Hazel broadly, feeling the same relief as if I had rescued my own sister. You're so brave, Hazel. You'll have to teach me a thing or two.
I will, but I want to nap first.
I hold my arms out to her as she clings on to me, her tiny mouth opening with a long yawn. As I lift her up, Arden and Linnaeus watch me with the smiles on their faces, and a sense of this nightmare finally drawing to a close sets in upon the dark chamber. God damn! We make our way back to the castle with Saber being dragged along by the guards to the prison, and Arden and Linnaeus walking with me as I carry Hazel. Linnaeus, of course, thoroughly chews us out for our self-made investigation, but admits he had no idea where Hazel was being kept. Who knows what Saber's plans were? It's possible he was planning on smuggling her out of one of the disciples' bases. Luckily, after the guard Arden knocked out woke up, he quickly got Linnaeus and his men, and they arrived in the nick of time. It seems we escaped any punishment, thankfully, although Linnaeus instructs us not to mention a word of Hazel's lineage to anyone. Apparently, he himself was only told today, which is why he gave me an icy embellishment earlier. Of course.
Hazel, my baby, you're safe.
Mom, I missed you so much.
Dude, this poor girl. We deliver Hazel into Emily's arms, and the reunion is so tear-filled and blissful that I have to step out of the room in order not to start sniffling. Damn it, I'm far too invested in this whole affair. Afterwards, Arden and I were taken to see none other than the king himself. He firmly reprimanded us for praying into things, of course. Immediately after, though, he actually came up to both of us, embracing us both, Arden and me, individually. He almost teared up as he thanked us for rescuing his granddaughter, and I was so flabbergasted I barely managed to speak at what more or less than no problem any time. It was a relief to be finally released back into my room, and Arden tagged along. We commiserated over how awkward the whole experience was. I still don't understand why they're hiding the real lineage of Hazel, though. That's the part I'm still confused about. I think both of us are hugely relieved, though, that we managed to rescue Hazel. It's been a weight on my shoulders since the second night of the celebration, and at last I can finally let my mind return to other things. Speaking of other things, I'm not entirely sure what to do as I let Arden into my room, closing the door and clearing my throat. I make my way over to the fireplace, wondering if I should sit down in the chair or ask him if he wants to talk. He follows me closely, stopping just a few feet away when I turn around to face him. This is awkward. The two of us stand silently for a moment, avoiding direct eye contact, doubtlessly both thinking the same thing. I try to muster the courage to get out the words that I want to say, but for whatever reason, they keep getting stuck in my throat. Damn it. Finally, Arden steps closer, reaching out and taking both of my hands in his own. I glance up to see his eyes focus on me with determination and a fiercely protective warmth.
Riv, I know you still doubt me. You have every right to, really. But will you let me explain myself?
Yes! His quiet, gentle words from a hopeful question that hangs in the air. Unable to refuse, I just nod my head reluctantly, feeling my heart rate steadily increase.
That's true. What Saber said. My father had me with another woman, not his wife.
Mm-hmm.
Because of that, I never really felt like I had a place at home. Which is why I loved spending time with you and your family so much.
Aww, Arden.
When you told me you wanted us to follow in the footsteps of our fathers and become great men, I knew something like that would be almost impossible for me. Father would never sponsor me for a high position. My birth was a shame to him. It still is.
No, poor Arden. Don't say that. He loves you, I'm sure of it. He has to be proud of you for all you've accomplished. My angry words illocate a slow, graceful smile on Arden's lips as he casts his own gaze to the floor for a long moment.
My mother, father's wife, was never happy with me. Not when she had her own legitimate children with father to take care of. And so she convinced him to send me away to a military training academy as soon as I became eligible.
Sarah was right. It's just to get rid of him because he's the bastard son.
They told me about it before I made my promise to you. But I couldn't bring myself to tell you I was leaving. I hoped I'd be able to escape, or find some way to keep in contact with you while I was gone.
His hands tighten around mine, and he brings them to his chest where I can feel his own heart racing.
When I arrived at the academy, though, I realized I might really have a chance to rise to an honorable position. I worked as hard as I could every day, thinking of you. I wanted to meet you again as an equal, and we could make good on our promise.
Oh, he was trying so hard to be like a high position so he can be with Rivian. Oh my god, Arden, you sweet child.
I was too ashamed of the reason why I'd been sent away to write to you. I could only pray that you'd understand, even though now I know it was a mistake.
Oh my god. Arden's gaze returns to mine, where I see the same longing, searching loneliness that I've been feeling all this time. I bite my lip, wanting to refute his words as an excuse, but he speaks them so soulfully that they can't be anything other than the true contents of his heart.
I heard you'd be here. I was so excited to finally see you again. But you've been so cold to me. I couldn't blame you for it. I just wanted things to go back to the way they were. To finally confess the way I felt to you.
You left me without a word. I thought you knew me well enough to guess how bitter I'd be after the whole thing, and that you realized that I was in love with you back then. Just like how I still am now. Arden's eyes blink wide at my bold words. I feel the heat steadily rising to my face, but I manage to keep some hold over my composure. I'm not a man who's keen over second chances, but I've never felt the same way about anyone like I have for you, and so I swallow, doing my best to try to act steely. I would like to be yours, if you'll have me. Say yes, say yes, say yes! Silence drifts in the gape of my words, and I close my eyes tightly, completely aware of my cheeks to have been the color of roses. Just as I start to open my one eye to make sure that Arden's still there... Oh no, it's happening, okay! Suddenly, he pulls me into a fiery kiss, cupping my face and holding me close. I tense up at first, but then I slowly relax against him, pressing him into the embrace. Unlike our first kiss, this is more heated and passionate, the culmination of the suppressed feelings that we've been feeling for each other. I curl my arms around his neck and part my lips, letting his insistent tongue press forward into her. Oh my god, okay, we're going there. Jesus Christ! Our tongues dance with each other, warmly intertwining and daring exploringly, and the unusual sensation starts to make a heat bubble at the base of my spine. And this isn't good. I feel like my self-control and modesty are starting to slip away. Oh god, I forgot to mention, there is smut in this game. So, I don't know how much I can show it, but we'll see what happens. Our lips finally part and Arden buries his face against my neck, softly kissing at my throat and his arms tightly around my waist.
Riv, I want you.
Oh my god! He lifts his head to gaze at me heatedly. Those puppy dog eyes are more demanding and desperately longing than before, although no less persuasive. Well, what are you waiting for? Am I writing consent on a scroll? I mutter under my breath, but a delighted look quickly lights up on Arden's features. Jesus, should I? As I nervously fiddle with my shirt, Arden pulls off his uniform so quickly that I barely have time to register what's happening. Bloody hell, how is he so fast? Seeming to recognize my uncertainty, he steps to me and slips off my coat off my arms, beginning to gently unbutton my shirt, although I can tell how impatient he is. Can't help but gaze at his new body meanwhile. As that training has really made him leaner, muscular. Oh, that's nice. And even though he's not that much taller than I am, he's still gracefully long-limbed, while incredibly beautiful physique.
Riv, your face is all red. So cute.
With a soft, knowing smile, Arden helps me shed the rest of my clothes before pulling my bare form against him. He's so warm.
I know. It's mine, too. I was always hoping that I could be your first.
Oh!
And you could be mine.
I'm gonna cry! They're so adorable, help! His earnest words make me want to rush for the bed and dive under the covers. I don't get the chance to, though, as Arden presses me oh my god, okay, as Arden presses me into the nearby chair, pulling my leg up into a thoroughly embarrassing position. Oh, Jesus Christ, oh no, okay, woo!
You should do something to make up for all the pain I've caused you, right? Just lean back and enjoy it, Riv.
Oh my god, wow, I cannot show, wow! Jesus Christ! Alright, everything's good. They're having a fun time. I'm happy they're together. I'm so sorry, but I have to skip all of this because it's very detailed.
I'm the lucky one, Riv. And this time, I won't be leaving your side again.
Aww. The quiet, reassuring tone of his words is so confident I feel all the remains of tension and doubt in my heart slip away entirely. Exhaling a long, slow breath, I let my eyes drift closed again, warm and safe in the arms I want to stay with forever. I'll be holding on to that promise, Arden.
No, Riv, not like that. You'll take someone's eye out.
The hell's happening now? Some marvel the bloody thing is so unwieldy. Besides, when I want to take my opponent's eye out, it's tactical maneuver. Sighing, Arden shakes his head and approaches my side.
You're an awful student, Riv. I just don't know if I can make a swordsman out of
Aw,
you.
he's teaching him how to fight! Well, you're an awful teacher. You keep getting distracted and stare in my face whenever I get way too close in the spar. At my retort, Arden flushes, averting his gaze guiltily. A moment later, though, he grasps my wrist, catching me by surprise so much that I almost dropped the blade I'm holding.
See, Riv, you have to hold it more like this. Delicately. I know there's a gentle streak in you somewhere.
Are you so very sure about that? I must be getting too soft with you.
Oh, you are. And I love every moment of it.
He grins so warmly and happily at me that I can't find it in my heart so much to poke fun at him. I've come to love the smile of his more than I thought I could, and now I'm the one staring at his face, unable to tear myself away. It's been several months since we left the King's celebration in one piece. The whole affair was to be kept quiet as possible, but His Majesty bestowed honorary titles and position upon us for service of the crown. As if it didn't make it obvious, now that Hazel's disguise as a maid's daughter has been uncovered by the disciples, though, she has been brought back to live with the royal family, with Emily nearby, of course. Oh, really? See, that's the thing, I'm still confused as to why they kept it a secret, but that's interesting that they're like, hey, let's just take her back. It's fine. I understand now why I thought she looked faintly familiar the first time I saw her. She resembles the king so much that you would think she was his own daughter. Arden now serves as second in command of the Royal Guard, and I'm training to the Guard's intelligence unit to help uncover more ages of the disciples. Luckily, our jobs let us spend quite a bit of time together. We've grown almost inseparably close, and I'm sure there's rumors about our relationship among the members of the Guard. And recently, Arden's been hinting that he wants to start sharing a house somewhere. Aw, to be honest, I really wouldn't mind. He has been annoying habits that doubtlessly get on my nerves now and then, but if it's meant to be greeted by an excited puppy every time I get home, I think it'd be more worth it. I swipe at Arden's shoulder, but he parries without so much as batting an eye. Ugh, just you wait, you little! Despite my annoyed growl, I can't deny that I enjoy every moment of the lessons Arden gives me. Or more accurately, I enjoy every moment we get to spend together. I'm still a firm for an extrovert, but Arden has few more people who actually relish in being around, and who can help me relax after a long day. We circle each other, and I do my best to focus on Arden's blade rather than wipe a playful smirk off his face. I really didn't appreciate how fast and deft he was with the sword until we started sparring. I guess he took all that training seriously after all. I know I'll never be skilled as he is in combat, but I want to know the basic swordplay, just so I don't feel entirely defenseless if I'm ever in a dire situation like the one we were in before. Exactly! If he knew at least something, then he could at least help Arden. Beyond that, I like to be able to protect Arden, somehow. Even if he's my loyal guard dog, I want to keep him safe, too. Now that I've relented and let myself become attached to him again, I'll be damned if I let anything or anyone take him away from me. Hey, look at them! Haha, take that!
What? You almost caught me with that one, Riv. Now, think fast!
They're so cute! Arden lunges out at me, but I stop his own blade with my own just in time. Not today, you charlatan!
You're so cute when you're fired up like this, you know?
I let out a huff, into which Arden winks at me in a teasing smirk. Excuse me, I think you mean intimidating.
Oh, yes. I'm quaking in my boots, Riv. Can't you tell?
The sound of our banter cheerfully fills the air, echoing alongside the clash of our swords. Although my mind is focused on dodging the incoming blows, my heart marvels at how blissful this one moment is. My most fervent wish is for many more to come, and to never be torn apart from Arden again. Aww, yay! We did it! Hey, there's the ending! Okay, so that was Arden's route, and I enjoyed it a lot because, you know, it's other than, just best friends and whatever. There's a reason behind their quarrel, and they were actually in love with each other before the split and whatever. but there are still things that I wish were explained, like the reason why Hazel was kept a secret as the king's granddaughter. I do kind of wish that, you know, the reason, you know, we know the reason why Arden left, it was kept to the end, but I kind of wish more hints of it were at the beginning of the route, just so that we can get like a guess as to why Arden left, other than like, you just left me. We didn't really hear anything from Arden, because we just heard from Rivian's point of view. Arden never really said anything until the end. But other than that, I really enjoyed this game. And then the artwork is so beautiful, the writing is great, music, everything was great, everyone's voice acting is great, and I'm so sorry that I couldn't play Rivian's voice actor, but he was great as well, because I actually checked it out. I had to test the game before I recorded videos, but I heard his voice, and it fits perfectly for Rivian, so sorry I had to block all the smut scenes, but, you know. Anyway, so this comes to the end of Arden's route, and I'm going to take a look at another route next. Please let me know in the comments below which route you would like me to choose. I'm fine with either Linnaeus or Franz, because I like both of them, so you guys can choose for me, and then we'll continue on from there. And let me know in the comments what you guys thought about Arden's route in particular. I thought it was very surprising that Saber was the bad guy. I guess it's interesting because I didn't really suspect him when we first saw him. I thought he was just a dude who was there, like, you know, the side characters. I thought he was just there. I thought Silas was the bad guy. So I'm glad that I was wrong. But anyway, thank you once again to AGirlAndAGame for sending me a game key to play their game. I enjoyed it so much, so thank you very much. And if you guys enjoyed this video, remember to leave a like, comment, and subscribe to join the companions. And if you would like to help support the channel on Patreon, the link is in the description. Or you can support the channel for free with gawkbox.com/AGirlAndAGame. All you have to do is make an account, open it up on mobile or tablet, and download the games you see on my page, play them, and you will donate real money to the channel, which will help me continue this series and continue the channel overall. So, if you guys are interested in getting the game yourself, there is a link in the description where you can get it. I highly recommend it. Anyway, I hope you all enjoyed Arden's route, and I will see you guys in the next episode. Bye! Wait, wasn't there a guy there? What? Why is there no guy there anymore? Oh my god! Okay! Alright! Oh, that's a CG. I know I have to still blur it, but that's a CG. Okay. Her arm is